After last week saw the Clams win 6 consecutive contests, their first road contest, and overtake the top spot in the TSL with an 11-4 overall record, the Edenton Steamers get set to start their longest stretch of games yet this season here at Historic Hicks Field tonight against the Tidewater Drillers at 7 p.m. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and baseball fans alike. My name is Patrick Foster. Welcome back to Historic Hicks for tonight's Tuesday night edition of Edenton Steamers Baseball, only on the Edenton Steamers YouTube network. Tonight, the Fighting Clams welcome the Tidewater Drillers back in Historic Hicks for the team's 5th meeting of the 2020 summer. Edenton came away with the win in the previous contest back on July 10th by a whopping 20 runs. 23-3 was the final score to push the season series to 3-1 in favor of Edenton, and the Steamers' record to 10-4. Edenton comes in as the hottest team in the TSL, riding a 6-game win streak. The Steamers have won their last 2 contests by double digits and currently hold a season series advantage over every team in the Tidewater Summer League. In another bit of Clams news, starting pitcher Colin Grimminger, who started against Tidewater in the 23-3 victory, has been named the TSL Pitcher of the Week after allowing no runs on 4 hits, with 6 strikeouts through 6 innings in the game. As for Tidewater, they come in looking to avoid falling into a deeper hole in the last place spot in the TSL. They currently hold a 4-8 overall record. A loss tonight would set them a game and a half back from Greenbrier, who currently sits at 3rd in the TSL standings with a 5-8 record. Tidewater has not played a game since the 23-3 loss to Edenton, so they should be coming in a little bit fresher than they did in that contest. Games were canceled league-wide yesterday, so after having 3 full days of rest, the Drillers come into Historic Hicks starving for a victory. Well, we have some time. Let's take a look back at the last game for your hometown Clams, a 10-0 victory over the Greenbrier Knights here at home back on Saturday, July 7th. Edenton scored the first run of the contest courtesy of an RBI single from left fielder Houston Wright, which brought in Brody Rubenstein. Rubenstein has now crossed the plate as a runner 15 times in 2020. Edenton quickly expanded their lead to 5 with a 4-run bottom of the second. Rubenstein, Jared Kaufman, and Houston Wright all earned RBIs in the inning, while Wright collected his 10th home run of the season with a 2-run blast to right field. Wright earned his 4th and final RBI of the night in the bottom of the 4th with a single to Knight's shortstop Trent Hanchey that brought in Jared Kaufman. Wright then came across to score thanks to a Josiah Seitler single to right to make it 7-0. The Steamers went on to score 1 run in each of the 5th, 7th, and 8th innings. Alan Alonzo earned his 2 RBIs of the night with a sacrifice fly in the 5th and an RBI single to left scoring Adam Fine, while Kasey Hare earned his only RBI of the night with a single to right in the bottom of the 7th. Joe Kemledge made his first start for the Steamers this summer and completed 4 full innings on the mound for Edenton, in which he allowed no runs to score on 5 hits with no walks and 8 strikeouts. Relief pitcher Ryan Kutz earned the win after 2 innings, allowing no runs on just 2 hits, no walks, and 1 strikeout. Greenbrier starter Shane McCarthy picked up the loss after 2 innings in which he surrendered 5 runs, all of them earned on 5 hits, with 3 walks given up and 3 punch-outs. Edenton saw 5 total pitchers take them out in the shutout effort, including Kemledge, Kutz, Brett Falk, Kyle Reynolds, and Aaron Copland. The 5 slingers walked just 1 Greenbrier batter collectively while striking out 14. Despite the shutout, Edenton and Greenbrier finished the contest tied in hits with 10 aside. Houston Wright led the way in hits with 3, including the home run, while Jaron Kaufman and Tyler Myers each collected 2 hits on the night. As mentioned, the last time these 2 teams met, a 23-3 finish back on Friday, the 10th. It was the 5th straight win for Edenton, and it forced the season series to 3-1. Edenton lost the 3rd meeting 15-7 after winning the first 2 13-4 and 9-5 in the first week of league play. Edenton scored 10 runs in the bottom of the 2nd, which would have ended the contest alone. They went on to score 6 in the 4th, 5 in the 5th, and another 2 in the 6th. Tidewater brought their sole 3 runs across in the top of the 7th when Mason Dunaway went deep with 2 runners on for his first home run of the summer. Edenton out-hit the Drillers 16-7 in the contest. Shane Easter led the way for Edenton in that category, going 3 for 4 at the plate. Case Kermode, Houston Wright, Alan Alonzo, and Adam Fine each also had multiple hits. Alonzo, Wright, Kasey Hare, and Tyler Mcpeak all also went deep in the contest. Tyler Mcpeak picked up his 2nd home run of the season, while Kasey Hare picked up his 2nd as well. Colin Grimminger was the starter, as I mentioned in the contest. 6 innings for Grimminger, in which he gave up 4 hits, just 2 walks, 6 strikeouts. No runs came across on his watch, and he picked up the win in the contest as well. And as mentioned, he earned the TSL Pitcher of the Week honors. Caleb Belisle was the starter for Tidewater. He threw for just an inning and a 3rd, allowing 7 runs to cross on his behalf. 5 of them were earned on 4 hits, 1 walk, and 1 strikeout. Starting lineups being announced here at Historic Hicks Field, only a few moments away from tonight's contest. Before we get started, though, I'm going to hand duties over to our PA announcer here at Historic Hicks Field, Tommy Bass, for our nation's colors.
the Steamer scores and highlights, read the latest issue at the Daily Advance or visit dailyadvance.com. We ask at this time if you will please stand and gentlemen remove your hats for the singing of our national anthem. Tonight's anthem being performed by Brandy Woodward. Thank you, Brandy.
First pitch coming up here at Historic Hicks Field. I'll introduce you to tonight's starter on the mound for your hometown Clams. It's number 3, Daly Marcano, out of Southeastern Community College in Whiteville. Marcano has pitched in 3 games for the Steamers this season. Made his last start against Greenbrier back on the 6th, the first road contest and road win for the Steamers here in 2020. In these 3 games total for Marcano, he's collected 13 totals in innings on the mound, earned himself a win-loss record of 2-2, with 4 runs, all of them earned coming across on his behalf. He's allowed 7 hits, given up 11 walks, and struck out 10. The Laurinburg, North Carolina native, in his last start against Greenbrier, earned the victory in 6 innings of work. It was the contest in which all 4 runs, to Marcano's credit this season, came across to score on all 7 hits. Marcano in 2020 at Whiteville appeared in 8 games, started 5 contests, accumulated 3 1/3 innings of work on the mound, struck out 26 batters, 20 of them coming in conference, posted an ERA of 3.16 and an ERA in conference of 2.14. We'll take you around the defense for the Steamers before first pitch tonight. Marcano starting on the mound. Tyler Mcpeak out of Campbell. Starting behind the plate at first base, number 8, Alan Alonzo. At second, Shane Easter, number 13 out of Eastern Michigan. His collegiate teammate Jared Kaufman getting the first half of tonight's contest off tonight. Kasey Hare headed to Milligan University, played his last year at High Point. Starting at shortstop, Aaron Copland. Starting at third base. Outfield left to right, Houston Wright out of the University of Tennessee Martin. Starting in left, Brody Rubenstein out of Montreat in center, and Case Kermode out of University of Mount Olive, making his first start in right field tonight. First pitch to Corey Leaden Ham, the leadoff batter for Tidewater tonight, is taken for a called strike 1. Leaden Ham making his first appearance against the Steamers since back on June 24th, in which he went 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts. The 0-1 on the way, swung on and popped in the air, but foul as it'll drift out of play over the Tidewater dugout. The 0-2 now. Check swing. They're going to say he went around as Marcano picks up a first pitch, or first at-bat punch out to start tonight against Tidewater. 1 out, and that brings up the center fielder out of Virginia Commonwealth University, heading into his redshirt senior season, Hogan Brown. First pitch to Brown, in the dirt. For the first ball Marcano has thrown tonight. First pitch of tonight's contest, 7:01. The 1-0. Big swing and a miss there from Brown to put him behind in the count, or even up the count at 1-1 strike. The 1-1 with one away. Swung on. Grounded to the second baseman, Easter. He has to charge a bit on it. Makes the throw over to first after fielding it cleanly for the second out of the top of the first inning. So 2 up, 2 down for Tidewater. Definitely looking to get some offense started here in the first inning. It took them all the way until the 6th inning of the 23-3 blowout to bring 3 runs across after falling behind 21-0. First pitch to the 3-hole hitter, Miles Webb, starting in right field tonight. Taken for a called strike 1. Marcano with the 0-1, working quickly, swung on. Hit to shallow left field. Houston Wright calling off the shortstop Kasey Hare, but he can't make the play as the ball falls into no man's land in shallow left. For the first hit for Tidewater tonight, some miscommunication between the left fielder Wright and the shortstop Kasey Hare.
Catcher for Maryland, number 28, Kent Bingman.
And that brings up Kent Bingman, the cleanup batter for the Drillers tonight. Bingman starting behind the plate for Tidewater, heading into his redshirt senior season at Marymount University. First pitch to Bingman, off-speed pitch taken for a called strike 1. That's what Steamers fans should be used to from starter Daly Marcano. Relies heavily on that breaking pitch. There was a healthy dose of curveballs and off-speed pitches as the 0-1 is roped into left field for the second consecutive hit for Tidewater. They now have 2 on with 2 out. And that brings up John Wall, the DH tonight. Wall started at third back on Friday in the 23-3 loss. Bingman with his 3rd single on the season, following the 2-out drive to left. First pitch to Wall. Slow curveball there from Marcano. Low and away. Ball 1. Second pitch on its way. Breaking pitch that finds the zone. The lower part of the zone for that matter. Count moves to even at 1-1 strike. The 1-1 in the dirt in the left-handed hitter's box. So the count moves to 2-1. First time that Marcano's been behind in the count on the bump tonight. The 2-1 in the dirt. So Leaden Ham leading off. Hogan Brown in center field. Second in the order, Miles Webb third, who currently stands on second. Kent Bingman, the catcher, batting in the cleanup spot, standing over at fourth. Wall in the 5-hole, DHing. 3-1 taken outside for ball 4, and that'll load the bases for the Drillers after going 2 up, 2 down to start the bottom of the first, or top of the first for that matter. Bryce Smith digging in, playing first base tonight. 6th in the order. Carter Johnson behind him, 7th. Riley Leaden Ham in the 8-hole, and Ryan Long, the right fielder, in the 9th. First pitch for Marcano against Smith with the bases loaded and 2 away. Looked like a changeup taken in the hands, but called strike 1. The 0-1 on the way. Breaking pitch. Back-to-back strikes for Marcano after loading the bases. Tidewater looking to bring in their first run of the contest and put the pressure on the Steamers. Something they have not done since the 15-7 victory. Smith grounds a single into right field. 1 run comes across to score. The second run on its way in from third. The throw is in time, but Mcpeak can't handle the throw behind the plate. 2 runs will come across for Tidewater here in the top of the first inning, and it's a 2-0 lead for the Drillers. And that brings up Carter Johnson. Johnson playing third tonight, incoming a rising sophomore at Randolph-Macon College. Two nothing the score, following the 2-run single from Bryce Smith. First pitch to Johnson, breaking pitch in the zone for a called strike 1. Johnson also has not played against the Steamers since the 24th of June. He pops up the 0-1 down the third baseline. Aaron Copland making his way over towards the dugout, but that pop-up drifts too far foul over the Steamers dugout and out of play, so the count in Marcano's favor, no balls and 2 strikes. 3 hits for Tidewater here in the inning, which accounts for the 2 runs they've brought across here in the top of the first. Carter Johnson looking to continue the inning, down 0-2. Marcano, pitch on the way. Breaking pitch, and that one's roped into right field. Gets down. Alonso can't field it. Bryce Smith waved home, so 2 runs will come across on the single from Carter Johnson, and it's a 4-0 lead for the Tidewater Drillers here in the top of the first inning. What a flip of the script for the Drillers. Okay, at least compared to their last outing against the Edenton Steamers. 4-0 is our score here in the top of the first inning. All of them coming off of 4 hits. Riley Leaden Ham, the second baseman, digging in for the first time tonight. Takes the first pitch for a called strike 1 and a swing and a miss at the second, so he falls behind in the count 0-2. Only 9 minutes into tonight's contest, and 4 runs have come across to score for Tidewater after the first 2 batters were set down in the inning. So 4 runs coming across with 2 outs. All 4 hits coming with 2 outs as well. Leaden Ham behind in the count 0-2, following the foul ball. Marcano looking to end the top of the first. Leaden Ham with a nonchalant swing, but luckily rolls it foul down the first base line, so the 0-2 pitch coming up once again from Marcano. 1 runner on, 2 outs. The 0-2 swung on, popped up in the air, breaking pitch that looked like it wasn't going to find its way back into the zone, but Leaden Ham protecting, down 0-2. Fouls it off, and we'll do the 0-2 dance once again. The 0-2. Another foul ball. Oh, 2 once again in the dirt, taken for ball 1. So already 6 pitches here in the first at-bat for Leaden Ham, as he evens up the count, taking the 1-2 from Marcano all the way in. Another breaking pitch that can't find the zone. Count even now at 2 balls and 2 strikes. The 2-2. Swung on and missed, strike 3. But Tidewater does damage here in the top of the first inning. They bring 4 runs across on 4 hits. No errors on part of the Steamers defense. Top of the order due up for Edenton. Brody Rubenstein, Shane Easter, and Houston Wright. The 3 due up when we come back for the bottom of the first inning. My name's Patrick Foster. You're listening to Edenton Steamers Baseball only on the Edenton Steamers YouTube network. Vidant Health is your hometown healthcare provider. With 8 community hospitals across eastern North Carolina, Vidant is happy to serve you for any of your healthcare needs. Vidant also offers numerous wellness center facilities which allow for exercise rehabilitation activities. Be sure to visit your local Vidant centers in Edenton or Windsor and hit a home run with your healthcare provider today. 4 runs came across for Tidewater in the top of the first inning, off of 4 hits against Edenton starter Daly Marcano. Aiden Kuehl, the starter on the mound for Tidewater, has made 2 starts against the Edenton Steamers, his most recent coming back on July 2nd, which saw the Tidewater Drillers come away with a victory 15-7 here at Historic Hicks Field. Brody Rubenstein, the leadoff man for Edenton, looking to get the Steamers offense started, currently trailing 4-0 here in the bottom of the first. Takes the first pitch for a called strike 1 on the high outside corner. The 0-1. Kuehl tried putting it back in the same exact spot, but he missed away, so the count moves to 1 ball and 1 strike. The 1-1. Middle outside, but he can't find the zone. Count moves to 2 balls and 1 strike. Kuehl, 3 starts thus far through TSL play. Has picked up just 1 win. The 2-1. Breaking pitch in on the hands. Taken for a called strike 2. Count evens up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Eric Byram, the umpire behind the plate tonight. The 2-2. Big swing and a miss there from Rubenstein as he goes down swinging. Rubenstein picks up his 14th strikeout of the season. 1 up, 1 down for the Steamers, and that'll bring up Shane Easter, starting at second base tonight. Back on the 10th in the 23-3 win. Easter led the way in hits for the Clams, going 3 for 4 with 2 singles and a double. Also picked up 2 RBIs in the contest and crossed the plate as a runner 4 times. First pitch swinging is Easter, but he fouls it off. Behind the bleachers down the first baseline, I should say. Count moves to 0-1. Second pitch swung on and lofted in the same area over the first baseline bleachers. Count moves to 0-2 against Easter. Easter comes in with the 3rd highest average on the Steamers, 350 so far at the plate, with just 1 home run to his credit. Fights off the 0-2. 1 out, nobody on after the Brody Rubenstein leadoff strikeout. 0-2 on its way once again from Kuehl. Swung on, and that one's roped into right field, and it's going to fall in front of Miles Webb for the Steamers' first hit tonight. So Shane Easter finds his way on after falling behind in the count 0-2, and now Houston Wright digs in. Still probably the hottest bat in the TSL, comes in with a .415 average. Wright leads the TSL in on-base percentage plus slugging at 1.380, slugging percentage of .923 with 10 home runs and 26 RBIs. Pops up the first pitch of the at-bat over the left side of the infield. Third baseman Carter Johnson drifting into foul territory behind third to make the catch for the 2nd out of the inning. So Wright goes down on just 1 pitch in his first AB tonight. And that brings up Alan Alonzo. Alonzo with the 2nd highest average on this Steamer squad, a .370 batting average, with 11 singles, 1 double, and 5 homers to his credit thus far. RBI opportunity if he can find himself an extra base hit with Shane Easter standing over at first. He grounds the first pitch to the second baseman Leaden Ham, who has to make a couple steps over to his right before fielding it on a hop and making the throw over to Bryce Smith at first for the 3rd and final out of the inning. Steamers go down without a run here in the bottom of the first inning. They trail 4-0 heading into the top of the 2nd. Only 1 hit for the Steamers, 1 runner left on, and Shane Easter, and no errors on part of the Tidewater defense. When we come back, Ryan Long leads off in the 9 hole, then back to the top of the order. for the Tidewater Drillers. As mentioned, they hold a 4-0 lead heading into the top of the second inning. My name's Patrick Foster. You're listening to Edenton Steamers Baseball, only on the Edenton Steamers YouTube network.
Here, let's see how he does.
Marcano back on the mound for his second inning of work after allowing 4 runs on 4 hits to come across in the top of the first inning. Steamers trail 4-0 here to kick off the second frame. Ryan Long digging in as the leadoff man here in the bottom of the second. First pitch to Long. Popped up and fouled up and over the grandstand behind home plate. Long, an incoming freshman at the University of Lynchburg. Swinging at the second pitch. Ground ball down the third base line. A diving stop by Aaron Copland, and what a throw. An MLB level throw there from Aaron Copland at third following the diving stop. For the first out of the inning, Copland just took away a base hit for Ryan Long. Would have been Long's first hit of the season as well. Now 0 for 11 here in 2020. And that brings up Corey Leaden Ham. Leaden Ham with a .238 average at the plate in 5 TSL games. 3 singles and 2 doubles to his credit, but has yet to bring an RBI across. Falls behind 0-1 on the first pitch, but the second, a ball. Low and inside, count even at 1 ball and 1 strike with 1 away. Marcano with the 1-1. Curveball, taken low and outside, so 2-1 the count now to Corey Leaden Ham. Leaden Ham went down swinging back in the top of the first inning as the first out. Marcano comes back with a strike on the middle outside part of the zone, so count evens up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. 2-2 on the way. In the dirt, count fills up. The 3-2 pitch. Swung on and missed, strike 3. 2 up, 2 down quickly here in the top of the second. However, Tidewater brought all 4 runs across in the top of the first inning with 2 outs. So surely looking to put a similar 2-out rally together here in the second frame. Hogan Brown digging in. First pitch to Brown, fouled off. Had to reach for that one a bit out of the zone as it came off the end of the bat. And straight into the backstop. Brown grounded out to Easter over there at second base. The 0-1. Swing and a miss. So he falls behind in the count, 0-2. Jeff Gardner, the umpire, down the third base line. Lee joins down the first base line. And Eric Byram, as I mentioned earlier, behind the plate. Marcano looking for the third out, the 0-2. In the dirt. Or maybe not in the dirt, but the glove of Tyler Mcpeak behind the plate, having to drop low enough to kick up some dust. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Popped up, but Marcano giving up on the chase before he even gets into foul territory, as that ball works its way out of play. 4-0 our score here in the top of the second. Drillers lead. The count evens up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Drillers brought 4 runs across on 4 hits in the top of the first inning. Steamers had just 1 hit coming off of Shane Easter in the bottom of the first. Pop up to right field from Hogan Brown. Alan Alonzo collects the fly ball for the 3rd and final out of the inning. 3 up, 3 down for Tidewater here in the top of the second. No hits, no runners left on, no runs come across, no errors on part of the Steamers. When we come back, Josiah Seitler leads off, 5, 6, and 7 due up. Tyler McPeak waiting on deck with Kasey Hare, the 3rd batter, set up in the inning. My name's Patrick Foster. You're listening to Edenton Steamers Baseball only on the Edenton Steamers YouTube network. Kuehl back on the mound for his second inning. Allowed just 1 hit in the bottom of the first. Josiah Seitler digging in. Seitler looking to get back into the swing of things at the plate. No pun intended. Seitler just 1 for 4 against Greenbrier in the 10-0 win. Picked up a single, but also struck out 3 times in the contest. First pitch to him in this AB. So he swung over the top of a breaking pitch, middle away, or low and away, obviously, if he swung over the top. 0-1. Swings over the top once again. Back-to-back breaking pitches fooling the University of South Carolina product Josiah Seitler. No balls, 2 strikes to the leadoff man in the inning, Seitler, and he goes down swinging in his first at-bat. Seitler now with his 13th strikeout here in 2020. Just in a bit of a rut right now. And that brings up Tyler McPeak. McPeak also looking to find his rhythm at the plate. Hit his 2nd home run of the season against Tidewater in the 23-3 victory, but followed that up with an 0 for 2 today in 3 plate appearances against Greenbrier on the 11th. Adding the count 1-0 after the first pitch. Second pitch on the way, swung on and hit down the left field line. The left fielder, or right field line, as Miles Webb watches that fly ball land in the visiting dugout. Bullpen. So an even count to McPeak with 1 out in the inning. No runners on. 1-1. Breaking pitch from Kuehl. That had McPeak frozen at the plate. Count moves to 1 ball and 2 strikes. The 1-2. Fastball. Low and away. Count moves to 2 balls and 2 strikes. McPeak looking to pick up his first hit since the 10th. here in a 2-2 count. Two pitch taken low and outside. Looked like a changeup there from Kuehl. So a full count to the second man up in the inning for the hometown Clams. Pitch on the way. Taken for a called strike 3. Mcpeak started his way down the first base line, but was hesitant. And I think a solid call from Eric Byram behind the plate. That one looked like it definitely at least nicked that corner low and away. Back-to-back punch-outs from Kuehl here in the bottom half of the second frame. Kasey Hare digging in. First pitch to the shortstop, taken for a called strike 1. Second pitch to the shortstop, taken for ball 1. Hare went 1 for 5 with an RBI single against Greenbrier in the 10-0 victory. The 1-1 taken low and inside. So the count now in Hare's favor, 2 balls and 1 strike. Hare with the top 5 average on the Steamers ball club at .314 as he fouls off the 2-2. So the count remains where it is. The 2-2 in the dirt for ball 3. Take you around the defense quickly. Tried to do so in the top of the first inning through the lineup of the Tidewater Drillers. Kent Bingman, the redshirt junior out of Marymount University, behind the plate as the 3-2 is swung on and lofted to deep left field. It's off the wall. Ryan Long playing it off the wall. Hare watching that one all the way, moves up to second base as just the second hit for the Steamers today. But Hare starts off 1 for 1 with a double. Hare's 3rd double of the season. Ken Bingman behind the plate. Bryce Smith, also out of Marymount University, heading into his junior year at first base. The redshirt sophomore out of Randolph-Macon College, Riley Leaden Ham at second. His brother, the redshirt sophomore at George Mason University, over at short. So a Leaden Ham middle infield for Tidewater tonight. Carter Johnson, the freshman out of Randolph-Macon College, starting at third. Outfield left to right, Ryan Long, the incoming freshman at the University of Lynchburg, in left. Hogan Brown, the senior at Virginia Commonwealth, in center. And Miles Webb, the freshman and incoming sophomore at Randolph-Macon College, in right. Case Kermode digging in for the first time tonight. Kermode starting in right field for the first time, I think, ever in his life, as he gets hit on the wrist with 2 outs, and Hare not moving anywhere from second base, and that brings up Aaron Copland. Kermode made a start out in left in one game of the doubleheaders against Old Dominion last week. I talked to him a bit about the start. He said he'd practiced with the University of Mount Olive out in left, and I asked him today, had he ever at least practiced out in right, and he said never. I asked in high school, and he said never. So making his first appearance in right field in a game situation, and Lord knows how long, probably since his elementary school rec baseball days. Copland takes the first pitch for a ball outside. Last appeared as a position player against Old Dominion on the second. He absolutely crushes the 1-0 over the right field wall. It looked like it had gotten out of here, but I guess it bounced off the scoreboard and right. It brings home both runners. But Copland held up at first base. Head coach Marshall McDonald talking things over with Jeff Gardner and Lee Joins, I believe, arguing that it was a home run from Copland. It would be Copland's second home run of the summer. From my view here, it looked like it might have hit the walkway underneath the scoreboard, which I believe would signify a home run. All umpires will gather to talk things over. So with 2 outs, Aaron Copland belts a fly ball to right field. It looked as though it hit off the scoreboard, or at least the wooden walkway underneath the scoreboard, which would signify a 3-run home run, or would constitute, I should say, a 3-run home run, making this just a 4-3 game. They're going to say it was not a home run. Head coach Marshall McDonald talking things over with the umpires, getting animated out there in the infield grass. Things getting a bit heated. Eric Byram, the home plate umpire, breaking things up before the argument can escalate. So it'll be just 2 runs for the Edenton Steamers on the 2-out single from Aaron Copland. Sorry, just doing a bit of communicating here in the press box. A throw over from Kuehl at first. It gets past the first baseman, Smith. Copland hustling to second. He's going to be held up at second. He definitely wanted to take third, but held coach Marshall McDonald holding him up at just second base. They're going to score it as an error from Aiden Kuehl on the mound. So with 2 outs, an interesting situation here for the Edenton Steamers. 2 runs have come across here in the bottom of the second on 2 hits. Brody Rubenstein back in for his second time tonight. Struck out swinging in the bottom of the first. If he can find a way to bring Aaron Copland home, it would make this a 4-3 ball game. Takes the 0-1 outside, middle part of the zone, but called ball 1. The 1-1 swung on and grounded hard down the first base line, but it'll rattle up against the brick wall in front of the Tidewater dugout. Count moves to 1 ball and 2 strikes. Rubenstein looking to pick up his 11th RBI with a base hit. 2 outs. Copland standing on second. The 1-2 fouled off. So Rubenstein will see another pitch. One on, 2 outs. The 1-2 once again. Swung on and fouled off. Rubenstein putting together a solid at-bat. Still in the hole though, 1 ball and 2 strikes. One, 2 fouled off down the first base line. Popped foul. My apologies on the delay. And it hits up against the Steamers dugout. The 1-2 just barely fouled off by Rubenstein behind the plate. So the count will stay where it is at 1 ball and 2 strikes. Copland brings in the first 2 runs of tonight's contest for the Steamers on a 2-out single to deep right. And now stands on second following a throwing error on a pickoff attempt from Aiden Kuehl on the mound. And Brody Rubenstein at the plate in a 1-2 count. 4-2 our score, the 1-2. Swung on, grounded softly back to Kuehl at the mound. He fields it cleanly, makes the throw over in time, and that'll do it here in the bottom of the second inning. 2 runs come across on the Aaron Copland RBI single. 2 hits for the Steamers in the inning, no errors on part of the Tidewater defense.
Okay, actually I might mic this time.
When we come back, Miles Webb will lead things off. 3, 4, and 5 due up. Kent Bingman waiting on deck, and John Wall, the third batter. Set up as we get set for the top of the third. My name is Patrick Foster. You're listening to Edenton Steamers Baseball, only on the Edenton Steamers YouTube network. 4-2 is our score here here at Historic Hicks Field. The Albemarle Area United Way is a nonprofit organization that improves residents' lives in 9 counties throughout northeastern North Carolina. This year, the Steamers have partnered up with the United Way and are looking forward to helping raise money for their services. On Saturday, July 25th, the Steamers will be wearing specially themed patriotic jerseys for their game. The jerseys will be auctioned off during the game, and all proceeds will go back to the Albemarle Area United Way. If you would like to have this one-of-a-kind jersey, be sure to be here that night and support a good cause. Miles Webb leading off in the top of the third for Tidewater. Fouls off the first pitch from Daly Marcano, who's still on the mound here in his third inning of work. Webb earned the first single of the night, first hit for Tidewater back in the top of the first, and came around as the first runner in the 4-run top of the first for the Drillers. Second pitch taken as a ball in the dirt, low and away. 1-1 the count. 1-1 pitch from Marcano. Nice breaking pitch, hard to lay off at the plate by Webb, but patience pays off as the count moves up to 2 balls and 1 strike. 2-1 taken outside. So the count runs against Marcano, 3 balls and 1 strike. The 3-1 taken high and away for ball 4. So a leadoff walk to Miles Webb, the right fielder, to kick things off here in the top of the third inning. Now Kent Bingman digging in for the second time today. Singled back in the top of the first. Throw over from Marcano. Not in time. Bingman with a .333 average coming into tonight's contest. First pitch to him in his second AB. Taken for a called strike 1. Bingman with now 3 singles to his credit, but no RBIs. The 0-1. Swung on. Grounded to Hare at short. Taylor made for 2. The flip over to second for 1. The throw from Easter over to first. In time. As the Steamers turn 2 to now put 2 outs up on the Open Door Church scoreboard in right field in the top of the third inning. And that brings up John Wall, the designated hitter. Wall also singled as a part of that 4-hit, 4-run top of the first. 4-2 still our score here in the top of the third inning. Tidewater leads. Steamers brought 2 runs across in the bottom of the second, thanks to Aaron Copland. 0-1 in the dirt to Wall. Count moves to even at 1 ball and 1 strike. Wall, one of the few players in the lineup today for Tidewater that started for the Drillers in the 23-3 loss. Third pitch taken up for a called strike 2. Nice pitch there from Marcano. Looked like a changeup that caught the zone middle away. No on, 2 outs. The 1-2 popped up. That one will drift foul behind home plate. Back on the 11th in the start against Edenton. Wall 0 for 4. Lines one right back to Marcano on the mound. Doesn't even throw a glove up, just tries to avoid getting struck by that line drive. That's what you like to see if you're a head coach or a hitting coach. Batter behind in the count. Takes a 1-2 right back up the middle with 2 outs to keep the inning alive for the Tidewater offense. That brings up Bryce Smith. Smith appeared as a pitcher against Edenton back on the 10th. He also made 2 plate appearances, went 1 for 2 with just a single. The 1-0 taken low and in. Now moves to 2 balls and no strikes. Smith threw for 2 innings in that 23-3 contest, allowing 2 earned runs to score on 2 hits. Hits a hard ground ball to Easter at second. A diving attempt, but it hops over his glove into right field. So 2 hits with 2 outs here in the top of the 3rd. Looking eerily similar to the top of the 4th, as Marcano set down the first 2 batters in that inning before allowing 4 runs to cross on 4 hits. 2 outs here in the top of the 3rd, 2 on following back-to-back singles from John Wall and Bryce Smith. Carter Johnson now up to the plate. Johnson already with an RBI in tonight's contest. First pitch gets past him and rolls all the way to the backstop. Mcpeak chases it down, but not before both runners advance. So now 2 runners in scoring position with 2 away. And Carter Johnson, who's 1 for 1, ahead in the count, 1 ball and no strikes. Johnson 3 for 19 following the single in the top of the 1st inning. Now ahead in the count, 3 balls and no strikes against Edenton starter Daly Marcano. The 3-0. Big cut there, but behind a fastball as it soars down the left field line, but way out of play. The 3-1. Taken in the dirt. In fact, 2-1 was the count. So now the count moves to 3 balls and 1 strike. My apologies. 3 balls, 1 strike. Marcano with the pitch with 2 already away. Nice pitch there from Marcano. A changeup high inside corner. That fills up the count with 2 away and 2 on, both in scoring position. Big pitch coming up. Swung on, grounded to Easter at second. Fields it cleanly, the throw over in time to retire the side. 2 hits for Tidewater in the inning, but no runs come across. 2 runners left on. No errors on part of the Edenton Steamers defense. We head to the bottom of the 3rd inning, 4-2. Still our score here at Historic Hicks Field. Tidewater leads. When we come back, Edenton will pick things up with Shane Easter in the 2-hole. Houston Wright and Alan Alonzo also due up in the inning. My name is Patrick Foster. You're listening to Edenton Steamers Baseball only on the Edenton Steamers YouTube network. Shane Easter, who's 1 for 1 today, leads off for the Steamers here in the bottom of the 3rd. 4-2 our score. Steamers did bring 2 across in the bottom of the 2nd, thanks to an RBI, 2 RBI single from Aaron Copland. Aiden Kuehl back on the mound. Only 3 hits given up to the Steamers defense or offense. Easter watches the first pitch all the way in for a called strike one. A curveball there from Aiden Kuehl. Second pitch. Fastball high and inside, but a little jerk move Easter made at the plate was enough to make contact as he falls behind in the count 0-2. The 0-2 on the way to the leadoff man, Easter. Taken. Risky take there from Easter. Down 0-2. But it pays off. 1 ball and 2 strikes the count. The 1-2. Comstock High School product staying alive. Down 1-2. One ball, 2 strikes. The pitch once again in the dirt and far outside the zone. Count evens up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. The 2-2. Taken. Another risky take there from Easter with 2 outs. Byram, the umpire behind home plate, appeals down to Lee Joins at first, who waves off the check swing. Full count pitch on the way. Taken for ball 4. Nice at bat there from Shane Easter, working the walk. So he stays 1 for 1 today, and now Houston Wright digging in. A ball over the wall ties things up. And I wouldn't typically even mention that, but as talked about before, Wright leading the TSL in home runs with 10, along with 26 RBIs. First pitch swinging as he did in his first plate appearance, and pops it up into shallow left. Ryan Long coming in to make the catch. So Houston Wright 0 for 2 today after seeing just 2 pitches. And that brings up Alan Alonzo. Alonzo was recorded as the 3rd and final out back in the bottom of the 1st. As he grounded out to the second baseman, Riley Leaden Ham. One on, 1 out following the Houston Wright pop fly to left. Alonzo turns on the first pitch, but it takes Hogan Brown all the way to the warning track where he makes the catch. Looked like he had gotten around on that a bit more than he did, in fact, as he took it to deep center. That brings up Josiah Seitler. Seitler still looking for a hit tonight. Struck out swinging in his first plate appearance. His 13th strikeout here in Edenton. Shane Easter with a lead off of first. Now 2 away for the Steamers here in the bottom of the 3rd. Seitler first pitch swinging. Pops it up down the 3rd base line. Carter Johnson giving it a look, but that one falls out of play. 0-1 the county. Seitler. Kuehl checking on Easter there at first. Delivers the 0-1. Change up. Taken maybe a bit high, but outside. Count moves to 1 ball and 1 strike. The 1-1. Seitler ahead of a changeup there from Kuehl. So now he's behind in the count, 1 ball and 2 strikes with 2 outs. And Easter standing on first base. The 1-2. Taken outside. 2s from top to bottom on the scoreboard and right. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. The 2-2 to Seitler. Foul tipped back into the catcher's mitt. Seidler, frustrated, breaks his bat as he heads back to the dugout. That does it here in the bottom of the third inning. No hits for the Edenton Steamers. One runner left on following the Shane Easter leadoff walk. No runs come across. No errors for the Tidewater Drillers here in the bottom of the third. They do have one error in the contest. I misspoke after the bottom of the second. Aiden Kuehl picked up the one error on the throw over to Aaron Copland standing on first. That allowed him to move up to second. We head now to the top of the fourth inning. When we come back, Tidewater 8-9 in the top of the order due up. They still lead by 2, 4-2 our score. My name's Patrick Foster. You're listening to Edenton Steamers Baseball only on the Edenton Steamers YouTube network. (4-2) still our score as we get ready for the top of the fourth. Leaden Ham digging in the 8-hole for the Drillers. Struck out swinging as the third and final out back in the top of the first, making his second appearance. First pitch from Marcano back on the mound for his fourth inning of work. Nice curveball and falls middle away in the zone for a called strike one. Nice comeback breaking pitch. But this one drops a little too below the zone. One slapped at. First baseman Alonzo with the error on the flip over to Marcano covering first base on the slow roller. Alonzo at first, Case Kermode out right. Both of them wear their typically playing. Kermode typically a catcher. In fact, Alonzo plays right field often. So I've given Alonzo credit for catches Kermode has made out in right. My apologies. Leaden Ham standing on first. Ryan Long digging in for his second time tonight. Grounded out to third. Back in the top of the second. First pitch strike. Second pitch called strike two. The throw over from Marcano. Low. Alonzo doing a nice job just grabbing that, making sure Leaden Ham stays over at first, keeping the double play ball in order for the Steamers infield. Long fouls off the 0-2, so the count remains where it is. The 0-2. Nice breaking pitch from Marcano, but even better patience on exhibit from Ryan Long. 1 ball and 2 strikes, the pitch on the way. Taken for a called strike 3. Nice pitch there from Marcano following the waste pitch on the 0-2 count. Long now 0 for 2 today with a strikeout looking and a ground out. And that'll bring up Corey Leaden Ham, looking to avoid the hat trick. Already 2 strikeouts swinging tonight. Runner on first with 1 out for Tidewater. Big swing at the first pitch. Looked like a slider out of the hand of Marcano. Sets Leaden Ham behind in the count 0-1. The 0-1. Another breaking pitch. This one is absolutely crushed to deep left field, but it drifts foul. It had the distance, but Leaden Ham will head back to home plate to face an 0-2 pitch from Marcano. That would have been Leaden Ham's first home run here in the summer of 2020. Double play ball gets the Steamers out of the inning. 1 out, 0-2 count, pitch on the way. Fastball low and away. Waste pitch there from Marcano. The 1-2. Nice strike 3 there from Marcano called. Looked like a changeup middle away that Leaden Ham wouldn't have been able to do much with had he even gone around. So now 2 outs. Following the reach on an error by Riley Leaden Ham to open up the inning. Hogan Brown digging in for the 3rd time tonight. Grounded out to second in the top of the 1st. And flew out to right field in the 2nd. Takes the first pitch from Marcano for a called strike 1. That one started about a foot outside the zone, but worked its way back in right down the middle. The 0-1 now. Leaden Ham on his way to second base. But Brown fouls off the 0-1, so Leaden Ham will head back. The 0-2. Just off the outside part of the zone. Another waste pitch there from Marcano perhaps as the count moves to 1 ball and 2 strikes. 2 outs. Riley Leaden Ham on first base. The 1-2. Breaking pitch. Marcano thought he caught that corner high and away, but instead count evens up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. The 2-2. And Brown falls down swinging on the 2-2, but he'll laugh it off as he heads back to the dugout. 3rd and final out recorded here in the top of the 4th inning. 4-2 still our score. No hits for Tidewater in the inning. 1 error on part of the Steamers. 1 runner left on, no runs come across. When we come back, the Steamers will pick things up with Tyler Mcpeak, with Kasey Hare waiting on deck and Case Kermode due up as the 3rd batter in the inning. My name's Patrick Foster. You're listening to Edenton Steamers Baseball as the sun sets here at Historic Hicks Field, only on the Edenton Steamers YouTube network. Regulator Marine is a locally owned and operated boat builder who crafts the best center console sport fishing boats in the business. Built in North Carolina and tested against the challenging conditions of the Outer Banks, Regulator boats are seriously tough sport fishers known for their exceptional fit and finish, as well as a dry, soft, and comfortable ride. Designed for ultimate fishability, incredible comfort, and serious performance at every turn, each boat in their line delivers maximum versatility as you pursue the offshore life. Aiden Kuehl once again on the mound. Tyler Mcpeak digging in for his second plate appearance. Struck out looking back in the second inning as the second out for the Steamers. 4-2 still our score. As the first pitch to Mcpeak taken for ball one, second pitch on the way. Fastball low and outside. Taken for ball two. (2-0) to Mcpeak. Taken high and maybe a bit outside. So the count moves to 3-0 against the catcher. Right down Broad Street. Count 3-1 now. 3-1. Swung on and grounded right back to Kuehl at the mound. Not sure if that was excellent defense or just a solid stroke of luck for Kuehl as it rattles off his glove. He's able to field it in time with the bare hand to make the throw over to Bryce Smith at first for the first out of the inning. Mcpeak now 0 for 2 today. And now Kasey Hare digging in. Hare picked up the first hit of the night for the Steamers with a double to left. Hare with his third double of 2020. One out. First pitch to Hare. Framed well by Bingman behind the plate. That one looked like it might have been high above the zone, but a nice job by Bingman. And Eric Byram behind the plate, calling it strike one. The 0-1 to Hare. Takes one hop in the dirt.
Everybody clap your hands.
Evens up the count at 1-1. The 1-1 now. Framed well once again by Bingman. Count moves to 1 ball and 2 strikes. Still a nice pitch there from Kuehl as well. The 1-2 on the way. Swung on, grounded hard to the first baseman Smith. Fields it cleanly. Steps on the bag for the second out of the inning. And that brings in Case Kermode, who in just 2 pitches took first base on a hit by pitch. Came around to score as the second run in the bottom of the second off the Aaron Copland 2-out single to right. First pitch to Kermode in this AB. Breaking pitch low and away. 1-0 the count. The 1-0. Nice breaking pitch from Kuehl as that one started about half foot above the zone and caught the high outside corner. The 1-1 now. Big swing and a miss there from Kermode. Count moves to 1 ball and 2 strikes. When you ask certain coaches on this team what players have the highest potential, it's obviously a very hard question with baseball being such a position-specific sport, but Case Kermode always comes up as he takes the 1-2 for a ball, even up the count at 2-2. Everyone just talks about how young he is and how mature beyond his years he is. And while I don't get to see that on the field during games, it definitely comes off in our conversations. Kermode strikes out swinging, however, and that ends the bottom of the 4th inning. We head to the top of the 5th. Score still 4-2. Steamers with no hits, no runs, no runners left on. In the bottom of the 4th inning, no errors on part of the Tidewater Drillers. When we come back, Tidewater picks things up with Miles Webb once again. The right fielder, 3, 4, and 5 due up in the inning. I'm Patrick Foster. You're listening to Edenton Steamers Baseball only on the Edenton Steamers YouTube network. Miles Webb digging in. Webb 1 for 1 today with a walk. First pitch from Marcano has Webb turning his back. Luckily for Marcano, it broke right at the last second. Still called ball 1. 1-0 popped up in the air to shallow right field. Case Kermode coming in on it and making the play for the first out. Ken Bingman, the catcher, digging in, also 1 for 2 today. His single coming back in the top of the first. First pitch to Bingman in the AB. Nice breaking pitch from Marcano that catches the low inside corner. A 1 to start the AB against Bingman. Second pitch. Too low below the zone, as Marcano tried going right back to that curveball in the same spot, but it breaks just a bit too much. Count evens up at 1 ball and 1 strike. The 1-1 now. Breaking pitch. That one looked good, but it's called ball 2. Probably too high and inside for Eric Byram's liking. The 2-1 now. Fastball just off the middle outside part of the zone. Called ball 3. 1 out here in the inning. 4-2 our score in the top of the 5th. 3-1 from Marcano. Swung on, and that one's lofted softly towards first or second base. Kasey Hare trotting over and making the underhanded grab in the air for the second out of the inning. And that brings up John Wall. John Wall, the designated hitter. 1 for 2 tonight as well, with a walk back in the first inning and a single. He's come around to score as a runner once. First pitch to Wall in the AB, a breaking pitch that does find the zone. 0-1 the count. Outside of that top of the first, Marcano's really done well. Allowed just 2 hits through the second, third, and fourth innings. Second pitch swung on and fouled back, so with 2 outs, Wall falls behind quickly. No balls and 2 strikes. No runners on base. Marcano looking for the third out. The 0-2. This fastball from Marcano, probably a waste pitch. So it's taken low and outside. It's backhanded stop from Mcpeak behind the plate. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. And an ugly swing, if I'm being honest, from John Wall as he goes down as the third out of the inning. Picks up his first strikeout tonight. 3 up, 3 down for Tidewater in the inning. No hits, no runs, no runners left on, no errors on part of the Steamers defense. When we come back, the Edenton Steamers will pick things up with Aaron Copland in the 9-hole, then back to the top of the order with Brody Rubenstein waiting on deck and Shane Easter due up as the third batter in the inning. I'm Patrick Foster. 4-2 still our score as we head to the bottom of the 5th inning. You're listening to Edenton Steamers baseball only on the Edenton Steamers YouTube network. Aaron Copland digging in. Copland Collected his 5th and 6th RBIs of the season with a 2-run single to right in the bottom of the second. Looking to go 2 for 2 today as he takes the first pitch high and away for ball 1. The 1-0 swung on, fouled back.
Foul forward, foul ball. We're looking for Anderson in the car bases.
The 1-1. Nice patience there from Copland as he looked like he wanted to go around on it, but held up. Didn't even check his swing. Count moves to 2 balls and 1 strike. Big swing and a miss over the top of a breaking pitch. Count moves to 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes, no outs. Kuehl looking for the first out of the bottom of the 5th inning, and he gets it. A swinging strikeout from Aaron Copland, who's now 1 for 2 today. And that brings up Brody Rubenstein. Rubenstein 0 for 2 today with a strikeout and a ground out back to the pitcher's mound. It was recorded as the 3rd out via the ground out back in the 2nd. Tries laying down a bunt on the first pitch, but fouls it back into the net behind home plate. Count moves to 0-1. Second pitch, taken low. Count evens up at 1-1. Rubenstein with a .302 average coming into today's contest, went 0 for 4 against Greenbrier on the 11th and 0 for 1 in 2 plate appearances against Tidewater back in the 10th. Looks like he'll pick up his first hit in 3 games with that swing on the 0-2, or 1-1, I should say, my apologies. And he does as it falls into right field. Miles Webb fielding and throwing it back into the infield, so Rubenstein held up to just the single. Shane Easter digging in. Easter 1 for 1 today with a single and a walk. Has been left stranded on first base twice. Throw over from Kuehl, trying to keep the quick-footed Rubenstein in check over at first base with 1 out. And the Steamers still trailing 4-2 here in the bottom of the 5th. First pitch to Easter. Taken for a called strike 1. Nice placement from Kuehl, high and outside. The 0-1. Rubenstein on the move from first. Ball in the dirt. Bingman can't handle it behind the plate, so the double play ball taken away as Rubenstein in safely at second base. Smart aggression from the Steamers here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Trying to push the needle as neither team has scored since the bottom of the 2nd frame. Tidewater not since the top of the 1st. Easter swings at the 1-1, a soft grounder to the shortstop. Leaden Ham with a long throw over to first. It bounces in front of Bryce Smith and gets away from him. Rubenstein able to move up on the error. So now runners on the corners as Easter reaches first base safely.
Beat out.
So no error. They're going to rule it a base hit for Shane Easter, his 2nd today. Rubenstein moved up on the throw. Houston Wright digging in, has only seen 2 pitches today. He's popped out to the left side of the field both times in his first 2 plate appearances. Takes the first pitch in this at-bat for a called strike 1. The 0-1 now. Swung on and popped up and over the grandstand, so right behind in the count 0-2. The 0-2 in the dirt, but a nice job protecting by Kent Bingman behind the plate, keeping the ball in his glove. All right, with the 2-game hitting streak, modest 2-game hitting streak coming into today, the 1-2 in the dirt again. Easter on the move down to second, so that eliminates the double play ball once again and puts 2 runners in scoring position for the Clams. A single could tie this game up. Rubenstein quick over there at third, and Easter an not equally fast, but also a pretty fast base runner. 2-2 on the way. Taken outside for ball 3. So 1 out, full count pitch coming up to Houston Wright with runners on second and third already in the inning. 4-2 still our score here in the bottom of the 5th. 3-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3 for Houston Wright. He'll head back to the dugout now 0 for 3 today. And the second out recorded here in the bottom of the 5th. Alan Alonzo digging in. Alonzo looking to tie things up for the Steamers. Base hit could do it. Aiden Kuehl will talk things over. Catcher Kent Bingman and assistant coach for Tidewater coming to talk things over with Kuehl out on the mound. Meeting adjourned as Eric Byram just started his way from behind home plate towards the mound. So Alan Alonso, who's 0 for 2 today, his last plate appearance took a 0-1 pitch to deep center. Wanted to go around there on the first pitch fastball, but a wild pitch there from Kuehl. Nice defensive work from Bingman behind the plate to keep the pitch in front of him. 1-0 the count to the cleanup batter, Alan Alonso. The 1-0 taken outside for ball 2. Josiah Seidler waiting on deck. A man starving for a hit. The 2-0 to Alonzo in the dirt. So the count runs to 3 balls and no strikes against Alan Alonzo. But the sweet swinger likely with the green light here on 3-0. Pitch on its way. Taken for ball 4. So an interesting situation. Bases loaded here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Josiah Seidler, who's been struggling over his past few contests as a designated hitter at the plate, digging in with already 2 strikeouts under his belt. But this is a guy who could turn things around with just 1 swing of the bat. And with the bases loaded and 2 away here in the bottom of the 5th, and his squad down 2, what a situation to do it. He takes the first pitch for a called strike 1. Crowd on the edge of their seats here at Historic Hicks. The 0-1. Swung on and grounded hard down the first base line. So the count quickly in Kuehl's favor on the mound. No balls and 2 strikes. An off-speed pitch followed by a fastball. Interested to see if Kuehl comes back with a breaking pitch, which Seidler has been swinging over the top of all night. The 0-2. Popped in the air to deep left center field. That ball's carrying back, and it's off the top of the Teal Monster. 1 run comes in Rubenstein. Easter comes in from second base. Alonzo will come in all the way from first, but is thrown out at the plate. to conclude matters here in the bottom of the 5th inning. But 2 RBIs for Shane Easter ties up the contest. So we head now to the top of the 6th inning, tied up at 4 runs aside. Josiah Seitler definitely coming up big in that at-bat, just tying matters up here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Steamers pick up just 2 hits in the inning. They get 3 hits following the Josiah Seitler double. 2 runs come across the score. We're tied up at 4-4. No errors from the Tidewater defense in that half inning. When we come back, Tidewater picks things up with Bryce Smith in the 6th hole, 6, 7, and 8 due up. I'm Patrick Foster. You're listening to Edenton Steamers baseball only on the Edenton Steamers YouTube network. The Steamers are excited to announce the upcoming Magic 95-9 night here at Historic Hicks Field. On Friday, July 24th, one lucky fan will go home with $25,000 courtesy of Magic 95.9. Mark your calendars now. You will not want to miss it. Magic 95.9 is a proud sponsor of your Edenton Steamers. Tune in every weekday morning from 6 a.m. to 12 p.m. and listen with Bill Benjamin. Magic 95.9, the music lover station. Top of the 6th underway. First pitch from Daly Marcano here in his 6th inning of work, taken for ball 1 against Bryce Smith. Pops up to second, but that one will drift up and over the roof of the grandstand. So the count moves to even at 1 ball and 1 strike. The 1-1. Taken for a called strike 2, so Smith in the hole, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Hard ground ball to Easter, or to Hare over at short. Couldn't tell if that took a hop. It hit Hare on a line, in fact. Hare couldn't field it. They're going to rule it an error against Kasey Hare. So the Steamers pick up their 2nd error tonight. So Smith finding his way to first as the leadoff man in the inning via the reach on an error. Carter Johnson back up to the plate, 1 for 2 today. Swinging, 2nd pitch on the way, gets behind Mcpeak. Smith going to move all the way up to second base on the pass ball. In fact, might be ruled a wild pitch. Not quite sure. Smith moves up on the wild pitch as the count moves to 2-0 to Johnson. Tie ball game, 4-4 after Josiah Seitler doubled in 2 runs with the bases loaded. Alan Alonso trying to come in as the 3rd runner, trying to give the Steamers a lead, thrown out at the plate. So knotted up at 4 runs aside, each side with 6 hits as well. Johnson watches the 2-1 all the way in for ball 3. Backs him off the plate just a bit. The 3-1. Foul tipped back into Mcpeak's glove, so the count moves to 3 balls and 2 strikes. The 3-2. Swung on and popped up into shallow left field. Right off the inside part of the bat. Smith held up at third base. The throw in from left is not in time. While Johnson sliding into second, face plants hard into the bag. He's safe at second, but my Lord, check that man for a concussion. Check his pupils. He smacked his dome against the sand. Runners on second and third following the single from Johnson. Leaden Ham on deck. Conor Daly, the pitching coach, making his first appearance tonight out to the mound to talk things over with Daly Marcano. Coach Daly's talked to me a few times about what he goes over in these mound visits, and for most of these players, it's rarely anything to do with either baseball or the game. I think he works really hard to kind of relieve the pressure, relieve the stress of the man on the mound. And just to help them feel a little bit more comfortable out there. Maybe a smart decision after Marcano gives up not back-to-back hits, as Smith did reach on an error. Leaden Ham watches the first pitch in for strike 1. The 0-1. Swung on and ripped to third. Copland spears it in the air for the first out here in the top of the 6th. And Copland coming up with some big defensive plays throughout the entire season, but a couple already here tonight. Ryan Long digging in the 9th hole. Top of the order. Due up with Corey Leaden Ham, the leadoff hitter in the order, waiting on deck. Long 0 for 2 today, in his last plate appearance, struck out looking. Breaking ball for the first pitch from Marcano in the dirt for ball 1. 1 out, 2 runners still on second and third. 4-4 our score here in the top of the 6th. Breaking pitch from Marcano, this time starting high and ending middle of the zone. One the count. Pitch on the way. Another curveball in the dirt. Count moves to 2-1. The 2-1. Swung on in line between third and short. Hare with the extended arm can't pull that one, and it's about 3 feet off his glove. The run comes in to score from third and Bryce Smith. And Tidewater takes the lead 5-4 with their 7th hit of the contest. Or make it their 8th hit. Second in the inning. And that brings up Corey Leaden Ham. Double play ball in order now for the Steamers infield, however. With runners on the corners and just 1 away. 5-4 our lead now here in the top of the 6th inning. First pitch to Corey Leaden Ham, gets past Mcpeak at the plate. Runner moves from first to second, so the double play ball eliminated. Johnson over at third held up. Didn't decide in time. The 1-0 to Leaden Ham, taken low and outside for ball 2. Long picked up just his 2nd RBI of this season with that single to left. 2-0. Swung on, popped in the air down the first base line. That drifts foul. And over the concession stand on the East Freemason Street. So they count 2 balls and 1 strike with 1 away and 2 runners in scoring position for Tidewater. 2-1, swung on and missed. Slider had Leaden Ham reaching over the top on the 2-1, so the count evens up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Big strikeout, or a big pitch coming. Strikeout would be huge. The 2-2. Breaking pitch taken for a called strike 3. But that'll do it for Marcano's day.
100% all for the item at Soundford.
So Daly Marcano finishes up his 4th outing for the Edenton Steamers after allowing 5 runs on 8 hits through 5 2/3. And that brings in Eddie Shores. Shores, the rising sophomore at Davidson College. Shores made his previous appearance in Game 2 of the doubleheader against Old Dominion back on July 9th. He threw for just 1 inning, struck out 2 batters, allowed 1 hit, and walked 2. In 4 appearances, he's collected just 3 1/3 innings of work, allowed 9 earned runs to cross on his behalf on just 4 hits, 6 walks, 5 strikeouts, and has hit 3 batters. Conor Daly, though, last week talking about how Eddie Shores is a pitcher that's probably shown the most improvement since arriving here in Edenton. Had a tough first couple of outings. In his first outing against Tidewater back on the 24th, Shores threw for just 1 inning, allowed 1 hit, walked 1, struck out 2, but allowed 4 runs to come across. So 1 run's already come across for Tidewater in the top of the 6th inning. 2 outs have already been recorded. Daly Marcano striking out the last batter, Corey Leaden Ham, for the 2nd out of the inning. Shores with his... So Marcano's day comes to an end after throwing 114 pitches. Shores coming in with just 1 out needed to put an end to this top of the 6th. 2 runners are in scoring position for the Drillers, following 2 hits here in the inning. 5-4 our score. Shores' first pitch out of the bullpen almost hits Hogan Brown, the center fielder. Brown 0 for 3 today with a strikeout swinging. 1-0 the count after the fastball taken high and in. 2nd pitch. That one's way high and a bit inside as well. Mcpeak able to snag that one out of the air. Count moves to 2-0. Two balls, no strikes. Big swing and a miss there from Brown on what looked like a fastball. High and in. Shores really working that high inside part of the zone. 2-1. Hits him. Hogan Brown takes first base. Shores now with 4 hit batters on the season. Miles Webb digging in. Webb 1 for 2 with a single, a walk, and a fly out to right field. Big RBI opportunity, however, with 2 outs and the bases loaded now following the 2-out hit by pitch. First pitch to him in the AB, taken high and away. Shores really can't seem to work that fastball into the zone. Everything's falling on the high end of the right side of home plate. And find the zone again as the count moves to 2 balls and no strikes. Shore is stepping off to regain some composure after throwing 5 balls and 1 strike. And it was a swinging strike at that. 2-0 on the way from Shores. Inside, gets past Mcpeak, and the runner from third comes in to score. All runners will move up, in fact. Brown standing on second. Long standing on third. And Carter Johnson coming in as the runner from third base. 2 runs in the inning on 2 hits for Tidewater now as they hold a 6-4 lead near in the top of the 6th frame. The 3-0. Taken for ball 4. So the base is loaded once again. Shore struggling early out of the pen. Time called as the coaches of Tidewater just want to talk some things over. Dane Hoggard coming in for a pitch hit appearance for Kent Bingman. So he'll likely be replacing Bingman defensively as well. First pitch to Hoggard. Taken on the outside part of the plate, but this time called strike 1 from Eric Byram. Hoggard, a starter against Edenton in the 23-3 loss, went 1 for 4 in the contest back on the 11th with a single and 2 strikeouts. Comes in though with a .433 batting average. The 0-1. Another fastball too far outside. Count evens up at 1 ball and 1 strike. The 1-1. Catches the upper part of the zone for strike 2. Bit of a delayed call there from Eric Byram behind the plate. 1 ball and 2 strikes with 2 outs and the bases loaded. The 1-2. Breaking pitch had Hoggard second guessing himself on the swinging strike 3. Best looking pitch Shores threw out of the pen. 2 runs come across on 2 hits. 1 error on part of the Edenton Steamers defense. 6-4 is the score when we come back. Edenton back in the hole. Down by 2, Tyler Mcpeak set to lead off. Kasey Hare waiting on deck, and Case Kermode in the 8 hole. 2 up third. My name's Patrick Foster. You're listening to Edenton Steamers Baseball only on the Edenton Steamers YouTube network. Tyler Mcpeak digging in. Will be the first batter that the relief pitcher Joey Rodriguez will face out of the pen as Aiden Kuehl's day comes to an end after allowing 4 runs on 6 hits to the Steamers through 5 full innings of work. Rodriguez made his last appearance against the Steamers back on July 2nd. He threw for 2 innings, picked up the win in the 15-7 victory for Tidewater. Allowed 1 earned run on 3 hits and struck out 4 Edenton batters. Last time he took the mound was against Peninsula in an exhibition contest back on the 8th. Threw for 2 full innings, allowed 3 runs on 3 hits. None of the runs were earned, however. Walked none, didn't strike out any, and hit 1 pilot at the plate. First pitch to Mcpeak out of the bullpen, taken for ball 1. 2 runs came across for Tidewater in the top of the 6th on 2 hits. Score 6-4 here in the bottom of the 6th frame. Mcpeak swinging and fouling off the 1-0. One swung on. Mcpeak comes up empty. Count moves to 1 ball and 2 strikes. The 1-2. Mcpeak thought about going around, but wisely lays off as that slider makes its way out of the zone into the left-handed hitter's box. Even count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Mcpeak looking to get back in the hit column. 2-2 swung on and missed, strike 3. Nice fastball from Rodriguez to set down Mcpeak as the leadoff man in the inning. Mcpeak now 0 for 3 today with a strikeout looking and a strikeout swinging as well, to his credit. Kasey Hare digging in. Hare doubled to open up the night for Edenton's offense as the first hit. Then grounded out back to first as the second out of the 4th inning. First pitch to Hare with 1 out. Change up low. Count moves to 1-0. The 1-0. Looked like a fastball that time from Rodriguez. Trying to catch the low inside corner of the zone, but he misses as the count moves to 2 balls and no strikes. The 2-0. 2-0 finds its way into the zone. Count moves to 2 balls and 1 strike. Hare still ahead at the plate. The 2-1. Taken just outside. So the count moves to 3 balls and 1 strike. The 3-1. Taken high for ball 4. That one just barely over the zone. But the Steamers find their first base runner here in the inning. In Case Kermode digging in. Kermode, a deep ball threat. He's got 2 here in 2020 with the Edenton Steamers. Comes in with a 200 average. He did come away with a home run in the 23-3 victory. He went 2 for 4 in the contest with a single in that long ball. Drove in 3 RBIs against Tidewater. The 1-0. Taken low and in. Kermode doing well out there in right field, as I mentioned. Told me earlier that he had never even practiced out in right field in college or even high school. He's already got a couple of putouts. The 2-0 taken high away. That one runs away from Rodriguez as the count is pushed now to 3 balls and no strikes. Kermode taking all the way on the 3-0. It's a slow-moving changeup. At least it looked like an off-speed pitch. 3-1 the count. Rodriguez going into his junior year at Old Dominion. And he walks 2 straight batters. So now 2 runners on, 1 in scoring position with Kasey Hare moving up to second on the walk to Case Kermode. Now Aaron Copland digging in. Copland with 2 RBIs already today. 1 for 2 in the contest. With a deep single to right field. And a strikeout swinging as the first out recorded back in the 5th. First pitch to him in this AB, swung on and popped straight up in the air in foul territory over by the visitors' dugout. Dane Hoggard making the play.
Center fielder from Andre College, number 10, Brody Rubenstein.
2 outs. Brody Rubenstein digging in with a runner in scoring position and another runner standing over on first. Rubenstein 1 for 3 today with a single. First pitch to Rubenstein in his 4th plate appearance tonight. Swinging strike 1. The 0-1. Taken low and in. Hoggard able to keep it in front of him, so neither runners are able to move from first or second. The 1-1. Swung on and fouled back. As the count moves now to 1 ball and 2 strikes against Rubenstein. The 1-2. Swung on. Grounded to the third baseman. Takes an awkward hop, but he'll just have to pick it up and step on the third base bag for the force out to retire the side. No hits for the Steamers here in the bottom of the 6th inning. No hits. 2 runners left on, though. No errors on part of the Tidewater defense. When we come back, top of the order. John Wall, due up, the designated hitter in the 5-hole. 5, 6, and 7. For Tidewater, when we come back, they lead 6-4 as we get set for the top of the 7th frame. My name's Patrick Foster. You're listening to Edenton Steamers Baseball, only on the Edenton Steamers YouTube network. College of the Albemarle has proudly served northeastern North Carolina for nearly 60 years. COA is North Carolina's first community college with 4 campuses across 7 counties, excellent educational programs, and a strong tradition in the Albemarle region. Their real passion is transformation of their students as they achieve their dreams and grow to better serve their communities. No matter your background, whatever your goals at COA, you'll transform your tomorrow. Visit their website today at www.albemarle.edu. Brett Folk out of the pen for the Edenton Steamers. Made his last appearance against Greenbrier on the 11th. Threw for just 1 inning, walked 1 batter, struck out 2, no runs or hits to his credit. Has not made an appearance yet this season against Tidewater. In 4 games played, has accumulated 8 innings of work on the mound for the Steamers. As John Wall, the incoming freshman at Roanoke College, takes the first pitch for a called strike 1. Folk, not a bad golfer either. Definitely very solid golfer. I know he might be surprised to hear me say that after the day him and I had yesterday, and only got to do a front 9 at the links of Mulberry Hill. But whenever I go out with new people to golf, I just look to see if the tools are there, and the tools are absolutely there. He's got the fundamentals as he has Wall behind in the count, no balls and 2 strikes. The 0-2. Low, below the zone. 1 ball and 2 strikes. We were joined also by Alex Shirazi and Ray Stokeham. They were nice enough to let me join them for just 9 holes. Brett and I were eager to go for 18, but the rain held us up after the front 9. Wall swinging on the 1-2, a ground ball to Copland, drops to Anita Field. It makes the throw over from third in time for the first out of the inning. So 1 up, 1 down for Tidewater as they still hold a 6-4 lead following the 2-run top of the 6th. An 8-6 advantage in the hit column as Bryce Smith digs in. Smith 2 for 3 today. He reached on an error in his last plate appearance in the 6th. First pitch to Bryce Smith in this at-bat from Brett Folk. Looked like a fastball that did have some movement to it. Count 1-0. The 1-0. Looked like it might have been in that lower half of the zone, but Eric Byram rules it ball 2. Two balls, no strikes. The count to Bryce Smith with 1 out, no runners on for Tidewater here in the top of the 7th. Swinging at the 2-0 and fouls it off into the back of the net. It's the first strike recorded in the AB. The 2-1 now. Big swing and a miss there from Smith to even up the count to 2 balls and 2 strikes. Nice off-speed pitch there from Folk that had Smith about 1.5 feet out in front of it. Looking to pick up the 2nd out of the inning is Folk. The 2-2. Taken for a called strike 3. So 2 up, 2 down for Tidewater in the top of the 7th. They lead 6-4. And that brings up Carter Johnson. Smith picks up his first punch out today as he goes down looking. Johnson also 2 for 3. First pitch to Johnson in the AB. Fastball, high and inside, taken for ball 1. Upcoming from Brett Folk. Swung on, and that one's lifted to shallow right field. It was a high pop-up. Shane Easter able to make his way back into the outfield grass and put it away for the third and final out of the inning. No hits, no runners left on, no runs come across for Tidewater. No errors on part of the Steamers defense. When we come back, Shane Easter in the two-hole due-up with Houston Wright and Alan Alonzo. Also set to make their fourth plate appearances of the night. In the bottom of the seventh, 6-4 our score. On Patrick Foster. You're listening to Edenton Steamers Baseball only on the Edenton Steamers YouTube network. Joey Rodriguez back on the mound for his second inning of work. Shane Easter at the plate.
Shane Easter.
Easter with a pair of singles in the contest, 2 for 2 with a walk. First pitch to him in this at-bat. Ball one. That could have been a called strike had Hoggard held on to it behind the plate, but it popped out of his glove, helping Easter's case. 1-0 the count. The 1-0. Easter wanted to make an attempt at it, but doesn't bring the back off the shoulder. Count moves to 2 balls and no strikes. Two balls, no strikes. Pitch on the way. Slapped into right field, but that one hit maybe just a bit too hard, as Miles Webb doesn't have to move too much to catch that one on the line. The first out here in the bottom of the seventh. Houston Wright looking to stretch his modest hitting streak to 3 games. 0 for 3 tonight with 2 flyouts and a strikeout swinging in his last appearance back in the 5th. Right with the check swing. They appeal down to Jeff Gardner at third base, who says he did in fact go around. So 0-1 the count. One foul tipped. So the count quickly against Wright. No balls and 2 strikes. The 0-2. Taken for a called strike 3. Had Wright leaning back in the left-handed hitter's box. Just not seeing the ball quite as he has in other games, as he's now 0 for 4 tonight with a pair of Ks, 1 looking and 1 swinging. And that brings in Alan Alonzo, the cleanup batter, 0 for 2 tonight with a walk. Grounded out to second back in the first inning, and flew out to center in the third. Was maybe a foot away from his 6th home run of the season on that fly out to center. Takes the first pitch for a called strike 1. Second pitch in at the shins. Backing Alonzo off the plate a bit is Joey Rodriguez, or trying to. Count moves to 1-1. 6-4 our score. 2 outs, no one on. 1-1. Low in the dirt and maybe perhaps a bit outside. 2 balls and 1 strike now to Alan Alonso out of Miami, Florida. The 2-1 now. Swung on. Popped over second base. Riley Leaden Ham from second, making his way over to make the catch in the air for the third and final out of the inning. No hits for the Steamers, no runners left on, no runs come across. 6-4 still our score. No errors either on part of the Tidewater defense when we come back. Riley Leaden Ham leading off. 8-9 and top of the order due up for the Drillers offense, who hold a 2-run lead. My name is Patrick Foster. You're listening to Edenton Steamers Baseball only on the Edenton Steamers YouTube network. Brett Folk back on the mound after going 1-2-3 against the Tidewater offense in the top of the 7th. Tidewater did bring 2 across back in the 6th, which gave them a 2-run lead. They currently hold that lead 6-4 over the Steamers as we get set for the 8th frame. South Trimble digging in. Takes the first pitch for a called strike 1. Making his first appearance for Riley Leaden Ham, the second baseman. Second pitch in there for a called strike 2. Trimble also a starter against Edenton back on the 10th. Went 1 for 4 with a single. 1 walk and 1 strikeout as well. Ranks in the top 5 in batting average in the TSL with a .432 average at the plate. 0-2. Swinging strike 3. Might have foul tipped it, but Mcpeak able to hold on to it behind the plate for the first out of the top of the 8th. Ryan Long digging in now. Picked up his second RBI. Back in the 6th. With a single in left field. Long played his high school ball at Frank W. Cox High School. First pitch to Long. Close on the inside black, but maybe a bit too far inside for Eric Byram's liking. 1-0 the count. Before today, Long had only appeared in 4 games in TSL. He's 1 for 3 today. So 1 for 13 on the season in 19 total plate appearances. Also 7 strikeouts, including the 1 today. Second pitch taken low and in for ball 2. The 2-0. Catches the outside corner, high outside corner for that matter. For the first strike, 2 balls and 1 strike the count now. The 2-1 on the way. Works its way too far outside. Count now 3 balls and 1 strike. Folk looking to at least fill up the count. With the 3-1 now on the way. Swung on, popped in over the infield. Shane Easter making his way towards second base to put it away for the second out of the inning. 2 up, 2 down for the Tidewater offense here in the top of the 8th. And that brings up Corey Leaden Ham. Already a golden sombrero today. A pair of strikeouts swinging and a pair of strikeouts looking. Looking to avoid his 5th strikeout tonight.
That's the easiest thing to do.
First pitch to Leaden Ham, making him do a little bit of a salsa at the plate as he takes the first pitch, ball 1 inside at the hips. Second pitch, swung on and foul tipped back into Mcpeak's gloves. The count evens up at 1 ball and 1 strike. Leaden Ham earned 4 varsity letters in baseball at Kellam High School. Was a 4-time all-conference player, 2-time MVP in 2018 and 2019. Selected all Tidewater and co-player of the year in the Class A his senior year in 2019. 1-1, taken inside for strike 2. In that senior year, Leaden Ham hit for a .452 average at the plate. Just 3 home runs, but 16 RBIs and 3 triples. He's also a 4-year member of the Kellam High School Honor Roll. Currently a freshman at George Mason. 1-2, swung on, and that one's ripped on a line towards the home bullpen down in left field. Foul, so the count remains at 1 ball and 2 strikes. One, 2 on the way once again. Swung on, slapped down the first base line, but foul. So Leaden Ham fights off the 1-2 once again. We'll do the 1-2 dance for the 3rd time. Two outs, no runners on. The 1-2. Swung on and missed strike 3. 5 strikeouts for Corey Leaden Ham tonight. Brett Folk, 2 innings of 1-2-3 work. 6-4 still our score. No hits, no runs, no runners left on. For Tidewater, Edenton still down 2. Looking to take the lead here in the bottom of the 8th to close things out in the top of the 9th. Josiah Seitler due up. Drove in 2 runs in his last at-bat with a double. All the way back in the bottom of the 5th inning. My name's Patrick Foster. You're listening to Edenton Steamers Baseball only on the Edenton Steamers YouTube network. Doug Williams, Rick Gilbert Refrigeration, Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning has been serving residents and businesses in the Elizabeth City and surrounding areas since 1974. They are a full-service licensed and insured refrigeration, plumbing, heating, and air conditioning contractor. Customer service is their #1 priority. They provide honest, ethical, and reliable service to every one of their customers. Give them a call today at 252-338-3051. Once again, Doug Williams, Rick Gilbert HVAC Systems at 252-338-3051. Josiah Seitler, the leadoff man here in the bottom of the 8th inning for the Steamers, as he gets hit on the first pitch from Joey Rodriguez. Still on the mound. So one runner on now for the Steamers early in the bottom of the 8th inning. Only down 2, and they trail in the hit category by the same deficit. 8-6 is the differential in that department. Mcpeak up at the plate, fouls off the first pitch. Mcpeak 0 for 3 today with a pair of strikeouts. Behind in the count now 0-1 here in the bottom of the 8th. Ball gets past Hogger behind the plate. Double play ball eliminated. Seitler making his way up to second base. No throw down. A base hit likely cuts it to just a 1-run deficit. Seitler, a great base runner at 6'5", 235 pounds. The 1-1. Swung on and grounded up the middle. Second baseman now Ryan Long making the stop. Backhanded behind the second base. Making the throw over in time for Mcpeak to be retired for the 4th time tonight. Now 0 for 4 for Mcpeak tonight. And that brings up Kasey Hare. Hare 1 for 2 tonight with a double that came all the way back in the 2nd as the first hit in the contest for the Steamers. A ground out in the 4th and then a walk in the 6th where he was put out as a fielder's choice as the 3rd out of the inning. One runner on third, an RBI opportunity for Hare. Takes the first pitch from Rodriguez in the AB for strike 1. A single will give Hare an even 10 RBIs on the summer. 0-1. In the dirt, Seitler jumping on the opportunity, and he'll come in to score to cut the Tidewater lead to just 1 here in the bottom of the 8th. 6-5 our score following the pass ball. And just 1 out. Things tightening up. Kasey Hare looking to keep the offense rolling now for the Steamers. The 1-1. Taken away for ball 2. Seitler scored after finding first base by way of a leadoff hit by pitch. So he's still just 1 for 3 today with 2 strikeouts. The 2-1 on its way to Hare. Big swing and a miss over the top of a breaking ball. Count moves to 2-2. Hare slaps the 2-2 down the third baseline, but it just rolls foul in time. Thankfully for Hare as well, as he made a late reaction, late jump out of the box. Count sits at 2 balls and 2 strikes. The 2-2. That one swung on. Popped in the air to left. South Trimble making his way back to record the 2nd out of the inning. Ryan Long moved to second base after Sal Trimble came in as a pinch hitter for Riley Leaden Ham. Trimble now out in left where Long was originally, and Long taking over at second for Riley Leaden Ham. Case Kermode digging in. Kermode 0 for 1 today with a strikeout. He's walked once and was hit by a pitch in his first plate appearance back in the second, looking to keep the inning alive for the Steamers, down 1. 6-5 is our score with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 8th. Steamers, I'm sure, would love to take the lead before the top of the 9th frame. Get out of here a little bit earlier. Now, 2 hours and 20 minutes into the contest, he bounces a ground ball to third on the 1-0. The throw over from the third baseman Johnson in time to retire the side. No hits for the Steamers, but 1 run does come across in Josiah Seitler to tighten up the contest to just 1 run. 6-5 is our score. No errors on part of the Tidewater defense. No runners left on for Edenton. When we come back, Hogan Brown, the leadoff man in the 2-hole, is due up, followed by Miles Webb and Kent Bingman. Steamers trail 6-5 heading into the top of the 9th frame. My name's Patrick Foster. You're listening to Edenton Steamers Baseball only on the Edenton Steamers YouTube network. Ryan Kutz on the mound here in the top of the 9th. Kutz through 5 games, appeared for Edenton, has accumulated 5 2/3 inning of work, a win-loss record of 1-0. 4 earned runs have come across on his behalf on 9 hits, 4 walks, and 6 strikeouts. Hogan Brown, the leadoff man, here in the top of the 9th for the Tidewater offense. Brown 0 for 3 today. Reached on a hit by pitch back in the 6th inning with 2 outs. Brown grounds one to the first baseman Alonzo, takes an awkward hop. He's able to get over to it in time. He scrambles over and flips it over to Kutz, who makes it over to first for the put out. First out recorded sloppily by the Edenton Steamers here in the top of the 9th. Miles Webb digging in. Webb 1 for 2 today with a pair of walks, to his credit. First pitch from Kutz in the AB. Nice breaking pitch. Just scrapes the top of the zone. 0-1 the count. The 0-1 from Kutz. Breaking pitch. In there for a called strike 2. Late call there from Eric Byron behind the plate. But a nice action from Kutz on the curveball. 0-2 the count now. In the 23-3 victory over Tidewater, Ryan Kutz, in fact, added the last 2 runs of the contest in the bottom of the 6th inning with a pinch hit double to drive in 2 runs as the 0-2 runs away from him. 1 ball and 2 strikes now the count to Miles Webb. The 1-2. Taken high for ball 2, so the count evens up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. No one on, 1 away for Tidewater. 6-5 still the score here in the top of the 9th inning. Tidewater still holding an 8-6 lead in the hit category. And a lead in the errors as well, just 1 to Edenton's 2. The 2-2. Swung on, line to Hare at short. Impressive vertical on display from Kasey Hare, but he can't reel that one in as it finds its way into left center for a single with 1 out. Dane Hoggard now digging in. Hoggard struck out swinging in his first plate appearance. A move at first base from Miles Webb, but he goes nowhere as Hoggard watches the first pitch in all the way for ball 1. Hoggard calls time at the plate. The 1-0 on the way. Runs inside on Hoggard. Looked like some breaking action on a changeup there from Kutz. Count moves to 2 balls and no strikes. Kutz looking for a rosin bag, I believe. It's a sock, actually. I'm not sure what's in the sock. I guess it's a rosin sock. Don't see those every day. Two balls, no strikes to Dane Hoggard at the plate. 1 on following the Miles Webb 1-out single. He stands on first. Moving on his way from first to second. The throw down from Alan Brown, who's subbed in behind the plate for Tyler Mcpeak. Pulls Shane Easter off the bag. Count moves to 3 balls and no strikes. Double play ball eliminated as Miles Webb moves up to second base safely, puts himself in scoring position. The 3-0. Popped up into right center field. Brody Rubenstein on the run towards right field, makes the catch and puts it away. Miles Webb will move up to third base after tagging at second. But 2 outs One run on third for Tidewater now here in the top of the 9th inning. 6-5 still our score. Tidewater leading the way in hits 9-6. And that'll bring up John Wall, the designated hitter. Wall hit 1 hit today in 4 plate appearances. 3 official at-bats as he's walked just once. That walk came all the way back in the top of the first frame. First pitch to Wall, blocked well behind the plate by Allen Brown to keep the runner in check over at third base. Count 1-0 to Wall at the plate.
They'll add the roster, so they'll be in.
The 1-0. In the dirt. Brown able to keep in front. Miles Webb retreats after making a couple steps down the line. Count moves to 2-0. The 2-0. Fouled off behind the plate. So the count moves to 2 balls and 1 strike. A base hit makes it a 2-run ball game. Tidewater still holds that 6-5 lead here in the top of the 9th. Two 1 on the way. Taken outside. Rolls away from Brown, but no movement from Webb over at third base. So it didn't roll too far away from Brown towards the Tidewater dugout.
Scary. I wonder why. Maybe because I...
3 balls, 1 strike. That one's punched out to deep right field. Kasey Hare at the track, at the wall, and he makes the catch. Nice catch there from Kasey Hare with 1 hand on the run towards the wall. Before tonight's contest, when I was talking to him about playing right, I said, just remember, it's 298. We had a player from Greenbrier smash into the wall, chasing down a fly ball the other day. I said, don't want to repeat that. And maybe my words echoing in the heads of Kasey Hare there, but still able to make the play. 6-5 our scores. We head to the bottom of the 9th inning. 1 hit for Tidewater in the top of the 9th. No runs come across. 1 runner left on third. No errors on part of the Steamers defense. When we come back, Aaron Copland set to lead off in the 9-hole. Then back to the top of the order with Brody Rubenstein waiting on deck and Shane Easter due up as the 3rd batter in the inning. My name's Patrick Foster. You're listening to Edenton Steamers Baseball only on the Edenton Steamers YouTube network. Copland, the leadoff man for the Edenton Steamers, here in the bottom of the 9th inning as they trail by 1. 6-5 is our score here at Historic Hicks Field. Copland, one of just a few players to pick up RBIs tonight. Put the first two runs of the contest on the board for Edenton back in the bottom of the 2nd with a single to deep right field that caused a little bit of controversy. And Coach Marshall McDonald thought that one had cleared the wall for a 3-run home run, which actually would have had this contest tied right now, but instead ruled as a deep single to right that brought 2 across. Copland quickly down in the count following the swinging strike. New man on the mound, Tanner James, out of Roanoke College, going into his senior season. The 0-2 fouled off over the visitors' dugout. Copland stays alive, down 0-2. James made his last appearance against Edenton back on the 7th for just 1 full inning of work. 0-2 taken low from Copland. Count moves to 1 ball and 2 strikes. The 1-2 taken high and outside. Count evens up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Brody Rubenstein waits on deck. Rubenstein with just 1 home run in 2020. The 2-2 now to Copland. Fouled off behind the plate. Copland fighting. Here's the leadoff man in the bottom of the 9th inning with his squad down 1-6-5 still to score. James has made 3 starts this summer, accumulating 5 1/3 innings of work on the mound. Win-loss record of 1-1. The 2-2 to Copland. Fouled off once again. The 2-2 once again. That one's grounded hard to third. A diving stop by Johnson. Copland busting it down the line, but the throw is in time for the first out of the inning. What a play by Johnson over there at third to keep the first base runner of the inning off the pads for Edenton. And to record the first out here in the bottom of the 9th. Head coach Marshall McDonald talking things over with Lee Joins once again. I believe trying to argue the case of Aaron Copland being safe over that first. To be honest with you, I thought that Copland was out. I thought it was a really nice play made by Johnson over there at third. Conversation comes to an end. One out for the Steamers in their bottom of the 9th effort. They still trail by 1. Brody Rubenstein digging in. Rubenstein 1 for 4 today with a strikeout, a ground out into a fielder's choice as well as 1 single to his credit. First pitch to him in this AB. Breaking pitch in the dirt at the toes for ball 1. Second pitch taken outside for ball 2. (2-0). Finds its way in the zone, but crowd disagrees. Count moves to 2 balls and 1 strike. James with the 2-1. Big swing and a miss there from Rubenstein. Count moves to 2-2. Rubenstein pops up the 2-2 behind home plate. Hoggard pulling off the mask and giving it a look, but that one drifts too far foul behind the grandstand. The 2-2. Fouled off once again. Seventh pitch of the AB on its way. 2-2. Swung on a miss, strike three. So the Steamers fall down to their final out here in the bottom of the ninth. Shane Easter coming up to the plate. Easter 2 for 3 with a walk and a pair of singles to his credit. Looking to avoid going down as the final out of the night. Steamers trail by 1 here in the bottom of the ninth. 6-5 the score. 9-6 advantage still for Tidewater in the hits category. First pitch from James looked like a curveball that didn't break too much. Parked itself too far inside of that high inside corner. 1-0 now on the way to Easter. Fastball right down the heart of the zone for strike one. Steamers looking to avoid having their 6-game win streak snapped. 1-1. Fouled off back into the net. Count moves to 1 ball and 2 strikes. A win tonight will allow Tidewater to move to 5-8 on the season, and thus tying up Greenbrier for the 3rd spot in the TSL. The 1-2 to Easter in the dirt. Count evens up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Easter coming into this game ranked 4th in the TSL in quality at bats. In fact, all 5 spots occupied by Steamers. And 2-2 on the way. Taken high for ball 3. So the count runs to full with 2 outs and no runners on. And Houston Wright, who's hitless today, waiting on deck. The 3-2. That one's taken to deep right field. Looking up as the right fielder, but that one is off the top of the wall. And it's a home run. Shane Easter ties up the game here in the top of the 9th. His 2nd home run of 2020. And he'll be showered by his Steamer teammates as he comes home. Hyped up is Shane Easter after that blast. A full count pitch with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 9th inning, and Shane Easter takes it deep to right. Have yourself a night, young man. He's been dominant at the plate just in terms of working the count, finding a way on base. Houston Wright now digging in with 2 outs. First pitch to Wright, taken for ball 1. So we're looking at extra innings with 2 outs. Houston Wright looking to end things. Second pitch, a breaking pitch that can't find the zone. 2-0 the count now to Houston Wright. The 2-0. Taken inside for ball 3. So maybe that home run rattling James's confidence up there on the bump. As he falls behind to Houston Wright with 2 outs. 3-0, way outside for ball 4. And that brings up Alan Alonso. Alonso 0 for 3 today with a walk. I'd say he's due for 1. And Alan Alonso, known for his late offensive ability. And what a way to make a statement with a runner on and a tied ball game here, 6-6. First pitch taken for a ball low and away. Alonzo looked a little bit jumpy, but able to hold himself back. Count 1-0 to Alonzo, the cleanup man. Houston Wright. He takes the lead off of first. The 1-0. Taken high above the zone. Josiah Seitler waiting on deck. Seitler 2 for 3 with a double. That brought 2 runs in back in the bottom of the 5th. Two balls, no strikes, the pitch to Alonzo. Slider that finds the zone, so the count moves to 2 balls and 1 strike. Alonzo wisely taking all the way, though, with 2 outs in a tie ball game here in the bottom of the 9th. The 2-1. Taken low and away for ball 3. That one undoubtedly broke its way too far and below the zone. Three balls, 1 strike, man on first. James with the 3-1. It's grounded. Softly to the third baseman Johnson. He fields it with the glove, and it takes a bad hop. It rolls past Bryce Smith at first base. Houston Wright's going to be held up at third, though. Alan Alonso moves up to second. Now 2 runners in scoring positions for the Steamers here in the bottom of the 9th inning. And Josiah Seitler coming up to the dish. My, oh my. What an interesting predicament we found ourselves in. 2 outs, 2 runners in scoring position. Josiah Seitler, digging in, was hit by a pitch in his last plate appearance. Alan Brown waits on deck. We could see an intentional walk here. Would not shock me. Or they might just pitch around him. With Alan Brown waiting on deck. Alan Brown not swinging the hottest bat for the Steamers as of late. Josiah Seitler will be pitched to, but it's a fastball high and away. Might have been a pitch out. Let's see what comes to him here following the 1-0. The 1-0 taken high above the zone. Count moves to 2-0. A single wins it. And out brings us to extra innings. Seitler takes it deep to right field. But that one's going to die right in front of the track. Instead, a robbed home run. Miles Webb with a leap at the wall, and he brains that one in. What looked like might have been a walk-off shot for Josiah Seitler here in the bottom of the 9th. Instead, a game-saving robbed home run by Miles Webb in right field. We're going to extra innings here at Historic Hicks. 6-6 the score. Just 1 hit for the Steamers in the inning, and it was a solo shot to right from Shane Easter to tie up the contest. 2 runners left on, though. One error in the inning for the Tidewater defense. Due up in the top of the 10th. Bryce Smith with Carter Johnson and South Trimble also due up in the inning. We go to the top of the 10th, tied up at 6 runs apiece. My name's Patrick Foster. You're listening to Edenton Steamers baseball only on the Edenton Steamers YouTube network. Ryan Kutz back on the mound after allowing no runs on just 1 hit in his first inning of work in the top of the 9th. First pitch to Bryce Smith, ball 1. Second pitch on its way. In there for a called strike. The 1-1 now from Kutz. Started high and in, but dropped right back into the zone last second, so the count moves to 1 ball and 2 strikes. If you're just tuning in, Shane Easter tied matters up in the bottom of the 9th with a solo home run. Josiah Seitler came inches away from ending it with a 3-run blast, but Miles Webb with a robbed home run to end it in the bottom of the 9th inning and send us to extras. Alan Alonzo putting away the first out of the inning, a ground ball from Bryce Smith down the first base line. So 1 out. Carter Johnson digging in. Johnson with a pair of singles today. 2 for 4. First pitch to him in this AB. Tries laying down a bunt, but fouls it off down the third base line. No balls, 1 strike. No one on, 1 out in the inning. Kutz with the 0-1. Runs far too inside. Backs Johnson off the plate as the count evens up at 1-1. The 1-1. That one swung on and fouled in the air down the left field line and out of play. Tidewater's been held scoreless since the bottom of the 6th. While Edenton's posted 1 run in each the bottom of the 9th and the bottom of the 8th. 1-2 gets way away from Kutz. Must have lost the grip on that one about halfway through his motion as the count moves to 2 balls and 2 strikes. Time called at the plate. Two balls, 2 strikes the count, 1 out, no runners on. Kutz with the 2-2. Called strike 3, tied up Carter Johnson in the left-handed hitter's box with a beautiful breaking pitch in at the hands. And now bring up South Trimble, who in 1 plate appearance today is struck out swinging. Trimble with one of the higher averages in the TSL, coming in today at .432. First pitch to him in the AB. Swinging, strike 1. He was done with his swing before Kutz had let go of the ball as the count runs to 0-1 to start the AB. The 0-1. In the upper part of the zone for a called strike 2. Fans not going anywhere for the extra innings. 0-2 pitch with 2 outs, no runners on the way from Kutz. That one's grounded on a hop to third. And it'll slide under Shane Easter's glove, who moves over to third in replacement for Aaron Copland, while Jared Kaufman takes over duties at second base. So Trimble with his first hit tonight, now 1 for 2, and Ryan Long dig again. Long 1 for 4 with a single, an RBI single that came back in the 6th. One runner on. Ryan Long looking to extend the top of the 10th. Trimble on the way down. The throw down from Brown takes a hop in front of Kaufman, finds its way into center field. Trimble aware, making his way up to third base. The throw comes into Easter on a hop, but he keeps it in front of him. So the runner moves all the way up to third. It'll be an error against the Steamers. Swinging strike from Ryan Long in the first pitch of the at-bat. Long facing an 0-1 count. Pitch on its way. Finds its way into the zone. Off-speed pitch there from Kutz with a little bit of action on it. Count moves to 0-2 with a runner standing on third base. Still tied up, 6 runs aside. Tidewater holds the lead and hits 10-7. Kutz. Called time at the plate. Two still the count. One runner on third, 2 outs. Kutz with the 0-2. Waste pitch. Looked like a slider. That broke far too much. One ball. 2 strikes, 2 outs, runner on third. Pitch from Kutz. In there for a called strike 3. Ryan Long set down looking for the second time tonight. No runs come across. We're headed to the bottom of the 10th inning, tied up at 6 runs aside.
6-7-3 for your stand.
1 hit for Tidewater in the inning. 1 runner left on. 1 error on part of the Edenton Steamers here in the top of the 10th. When we come back, Alan Brown leads off with Kasey Hare and Case Kermode due up in the inning as well. My name is Patrick Foster. You're listening to Edenton Steamers Baseball in Extra Innings, only on the Edenton Steamers YouTube network. The Steamers are excited to announce that they are hosting the 2020 TSL All-Star Game on Sunday, July 19th. This will be an exciting opportunity to see the best players that the TSL has to offer on one field together. The day will be full of exciting events, including a home run derby at 4 p.m. and the All-Star Game at 6 p.m. Tickets will be available to purchase soon on the Steamers website. Stay tuned for more information. 6-6 our score in the first extra innings contest of Steamers baseball here in 2020. Alan Brown leading off as he came in as a defensive substitution for Tyler Mcpeak back in the 9th. First pitch to him taken high for ball 1. Second pitch swung on and missed for strike 1. Shane Easter with the home run in the bottom of the 9th to tie matters up. It was his first home run since June 30th against Old Dominion. 1-1 gets past Hoggard behind the plate. Count moves to 2-1. As for Alan Brown, the man at the plate now for Edenton, he has 1 homer to his credit this season, and it came in the same contest against Old Dominion back on the 30th. Washes the 2-1 all the way in for ball 3. So the count moves to 3-1. Kasey Hare waits on deck. Hare with a double and a walk to his credit tonight in 4 plate appearances. Brown swinging at the 3-1 and fouls it off. So the count runs full against the catcher. No outs. Full count pitch on the way from Tanner James. And it's over the head of Alan Brown, who works a bottom of the 10th opening walk. And Kasey Hare digging in. Kasey Hare with 2 homers on the season. And just 9 RBIs to his credit. Infield playing the bunt as the first pitch runs away from Tanner James, high and outside for ball 1. Steamers trying to stretch their winning streak to an odd 7 games. Tied up at 6 here in the bottom of the 10th. A deep drive to right from Kasey Hare, but that one drifts foul a bit too soon. As that evens up the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. That was a deep drive that might not have even ended it because it was hit too hard, as it didn't quite have the distance to get out of here. One on its way to Hare now. In the dirt, taken for ball 2. Brown held up at first base. Two balls, 1 strike to the shortstop. The 2-1. Taken high above the zone for ball 3. Case Kermode waits on deck. Kermode 0 for 2 today with a walk and a hit by pitch. He has struck out and grounded out to 3rd in the contest. Double play ball in order for the Tidewater defense. The 3-1. In the dirt for ball 4. So Brown will move up to 2nd. A runner now in scoring position for the Steamers. A single from Case Kermode here could put an end to tonight's contest here in the bottom of the 10th. There is a man up in the bullpen for Tidewater. I can't quite make out the number on the back of the jersey as the pitcher faces us here at the press box. Kermode with 2 home runs on the season. An average of 200 coming into today. A big swing at the first pitch. But it looks like he was under that pitch. Count moves to 0-1. Jared Kaufman waiting on deck. Second pitch to Kermode in the dirt. But Hogger keeps it in front of him behind the plate. Count evens up at 1 ball and 1 strike. Back-to-back walks from Tanner James on the mound, and his 2nd inning of work. The 1-1 to Case Kermode. Big swing and a miss on the 1-1. He falls behind 1 and 2. The 1-2 now. Takes a high hop off the home plate. Kermode doesn't swing, so it's ball 2, and both runners will move up 1 base. Alan Brown to 3rd, Kasey Hare to 2nd with no outs. A base hit ends it. Kermode even up the count as he took that pitch for ball 2. 2-2 the count. Runners on 2nd and 3rd. The 2-2. Way high above the zone for ball 3. Count full now at 3 balls and 2 strikes. Conversation on the mound now between catcher Dane Hoggard and Tanner James. Tidewater looking to bounce back into the win column tonight. pick up their 5th win of the season and knot things up with Greenbrier at 5-8. Edenton looking for their 7th consecutive win. The 3-2 swung on and missed by Kermode for the first out of the inning. And now Jared Kaufman digs in. Kaufman earned the RBI on the Steamers' first walk-off victory back on July 3rd. It was a slow roller to the shortstop against Greenbrier, Trent Hanchey, who committed a throwing error on the throw over to first. Brody Rubenstein, the runner who scored, waved around third base. And the throw home to throw him out was way off the mark. And the Steamers picked up their first walk-off win back on the 3rd. Kaufman with an opportunity to pick up his 2nd walk-off hit. Behind 0-1 following the first pitch foul ball. The 0-1. High. Count evens up at ball 1 and 1 strike. Kaufman with 2 home runs to his credit this year. A .291 average coming into this, his first plate appearance tonight. The 1-1. That one's popped up in foul territory in the infield. The third baseman Carter Johnson getting under it and putting it away for the 2nd out. And now Brody Rubenstein digging in. Rubenstein with just 1 hit today in 6 trips to the dish. And that hit being a single that came back in the 5th. He came around to score on the double from Josiah Seitler in the inning. But an opportunity to end it. 2 outs, 2 runners on 2nd and 3rd. And a tie ball game here in the bottom of the 10th. First pitch to Rubenstein. That one slapped to left field, and that one's carrying all the way back to the wall. And this game is over. On 1 swing of the bat, Brody Rubenstein ends tonight's contest. 7-6 is the final, and he gets mobbed over at first base. Fly the Clams flag. The Steamers push it to 7 straight. The Drillers drop to 4-9 on the season. Shane Easter dousing Rubenstein with the Gatorade bucket. The Steamers move to 12-4 on the season with their 2nd walk-off win this year. And it comes on a first pitch belt to left from Brody Rubenstein. The first extra innings contest this Steamers team plays ends in a Steamers dub. Clams are hot, 7 straight. They move to 12-4. And that ends tonight's contest. Steamers were out hitting the contest though, 10-8. But that won't matter. The column to the far left matters far more than the column in the middle on the scoreboard. That's going to do it for tonight's edition of Steamers Baseball. The Clams come away victorious over the Drillers by a final score of 7-6. The Steamers move to 12-4 on the season and extend their winning streak to an odd 7 games, while Tidewater's record now moves to 4-9. Your Steamers will be back in action tomorrow as they battle the Peninsula Pilots at War Memorial for their first and only time this season in Edenton's 2nd exhibition of the summer. Their first exhibition came back on June 19th in a 5-4 loss to Tarboro here in Edenton. First pitch between the Steamers and the Pilots tomorrow is set for 7 p.m. and there will be a Steamers broadcast. War Memorial does provide the facilities necessary, so I'll be traveling out there with the team to call my first road game of the season. Didn't get to call the game up at Lakewood earlier this July. So that broadcast set to begin.
I was here last time I saw on the score report. Leaden Ham. I swear he's an outside shot. I mean, I'm not in the most humble way possible. I mean,
The second.
It'll eat me alive if I go over it, especially if I'm sure. I promise you on that last one.
My apologies, some distractions up here in the booth. There will be a Steamers broadcast tomorrow. But ladies and gentlemen, stay happy, stay healthy, and stay beautiful, beautiful Steamers Nation. The Steamers push it to 7 straight.
Yes.